now that I got more than just popping and banging, it's time to give it some actual fuel. I've got the fuel pump hooked up. I think the blue wire that's hanging right here is power. So I'm just gonna put it on the positive side of the coil. And I've got the line that goes to the carb right here. What I'm gonna do is put some fuel in, turn it on, make sure it actually pumps, then hook it up to the carb with the filter on it. And yeah, and then also like pumping a little bit will get all the grime and stuff out of it, and I'll just put it in here, deal with it later. First time fueling up. Ooh, not gonna put too much in it just in case something leaks or something, but. Okay, that should be enough to see at least if the pump works. From here, I'm gonna put the key on to give the coil power. Okay, coil's got power, and then I'm just gonna put the positive of the pump to the coil and see what happens. All right, and the positive is this one. Okay, I hear it. So, look at this. Oh, it's capped. Oh, crap. Always preventing myself from something, just in case, right? Okay, now do the same thing. Got quiet, so that's gotta mean fuel. All right, give me a second. Okay, so you saw it crank, you saw it start, but we needed more fuel. So got a fuel pump from O'Reilly's. That fuel pump right there worked, but didn't pump. So I don't know, whatever. So we've been running it, and it's actually been kind of running. So you can see valve covers are off. We got some oil pressure, which is nice, but it is making a noise, and I'm hoping it's just automatic transmission. Fluid's a little low, so we don't want to run it for too long, but I want to show you guys it running. All right, let's start it. Give me a high five. Woo! The noise was there and now it's gone. So that video you just saw was very unexpected. So it was making a noise, a really whooshing noise. I don't know if it was from the motor, from the trans. We didn't know. And we were actually kind of just like, you know what? We'll see what happens. And I was like, hey, we need to record because well, we hadn't recorded in a while. I was working on this thing forever, trying to get it running right and this and that, but we finally got it running. It was just making that noise. I was like, hey, please record me. And he recorded me. By the way, that's a friend, Daryl. Hi. We started it. And then once again, this was unexpected. I was revving it, and then that sound went away. And that's when you see me lose it. Like, it sounded so good after, and that it's just, I don't know what it was, whatever, but so I just put more fluid in the trans. The trans was a little low. I do need to check the gearbox as well, and I just put the valve covers back on because oil was going everywhere. So I do want to put a pressure gauge on it just to make sure this thing has oil pressure, but it's running great. Okay, let's see how she does. Heck yeah! I do have the idle set a little high. So yeah, it runs. I think the carb needs some adjusting. That was literally like holding the throttle open a little bit. So gotta mess with that, but to be expected. So yeah, I'm gonna see if it has oil pressure. I put a gauge really quick on there. It's not too good on there. I'm not happy about it. I can't find my fittings. But I'm gonna set it up and hopefully we just at least see some oil go through the lines, the clear line, and then maybe some pressure, but mainly just pumping into the lines. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this works. I saw it pump into it. I think I'm happy with that. All right, let's see if it moves. I should probably close the hatch. Volkswagen. It's
not Volkswagen, it's you.
That too. It's always not a Volkswagen.
That might be clutch.
It's an automatic.
Whatever it is,
Fans. All right, well, it did make it out of the shop on its own. That noise is back, which is unfortunate. It's got to be in the transmission. I don't know what it is, why it is. If anyone knows, please let me know. But yeah, besides that, motor sounds good. Motor seems healthy. Carb, I need to figure out. They're new to me, so whatever. It's going to take some learning. So that's pretty much what we got to figure out. Get it idling really nice. Get that noise to go away. I should probably look at the brakes. They work. I don't know how. They work, but yeah, and I hook up the brake booster and stuff like that. It's pretty amazing. This thing sat for 20, 30 years and now it moves. Not far, but it moves. Gonna need some tires. Let's keep going low. Now it's time to make it reliable. So first things first, it does not idle. I need to figure that out because it makes working on everything else terrible because you can't, like the brakes seem okay, but it doesn't idle well, so I can't really drive it. Trans is making a noise. It would just help if we could drive it and maybe it'll go away. You can always hope. And braking on the motor is kind of rough when you're, well, constantly having to foot brake it. And yeah, that just makes everything worse. So let's figure out how to get this thing to idle. First things first, I'm going to readjust the throttle because I kind of just set it a little tight so that it would idle, and that is definitely not correct. So first things first, I'm going to do that. And then next is either removing jets and such and seeing, you know, if anything's wrong, clogged, blah, 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 and then start messing with adjustments. Oh, and also I guess I could adjust the choke. That'd be a good idea because that's probably not correct. All right, so I think one of my main issues was actually that the choke was pretty much stuck wide open at idle, and it should be kind of restricting a little bit. So, and I haven't had the choke hooked up, I just had it in there. In my carb video I said I just put it in there, I'll adjust it later. There's this little lever, and that's what goes to, this one's broken, I've got a different one, this little spring, and once it's heated up it expands, and so it pushes it this way and the arm opens. So I need to set it to where it is pretty much closed and put that back on. It's just a little screen or a little like whatever cover, this 3 screws, tighten it down, and then it'll rotate as it heats up. Okay, so throttle is readjusted so there's no tension on it. Choke is closed, and that also is like a little bit of tension so it stays closed, so once it starts heating up it'll open. I'll connect the wire to the positive, and yeah, I guess we can just see what it does. Okay, let's fire her up and see what happens. Ugh. Hi, Bus. I can't wait to fully clean you. Whew, okay. Give it some pumps. Okay, so that was promising. Okay, let me adjust the idle screw really quick. All right, my idle mixture screw was way out, so I put it all the way back in, put it out 2 turns, and then I adjusted the idle speed to where it's like just touching, I guess. We'll see what happens. Promising. That was close. Okay. Definitely better. So what I want to see. So as soon as I hit the gas, the choke is opening. It's idling. That transmission noise is terrible. So it idles. It's a little low, so I'm just gonna give it a little more idle, I think, and hopefully that's good. I do want to recheck the timing. Okay, so that worked great. I gotta make sure the choke adjusts correctly. I need to hook it up when it warms up, but it idles, so that's awesome. Now I'm gonna recheck timing one time, because I know I messed with the distributor when I was trying to get it to run right. Make sure that's good, restart it, make sure everything's fine. If not, make adjustments from there, because it might drop the idle. And then from there, I really need to look at the transmission, whether it's, well, why it's doing that noise. It's got to be from the transmission. I do have a filter and fluid and gasket, so that's what needs to be done. Timing is readjusted, so hopefully that's good, but I'm getting worried about that transmission. So I've got a rebuild kit, not rebuild kit, but a gasket kit and filter kit. I'm gonna drop all the fluid and see what it looks like inside. Hoping there is debris or something's loose, and that will explain everything. Yeah. So first, this is the pan that is coming off. The one up there is for the diff at some point, but I just want to check the transmission. And first I'm gonna take off the dipstick tube, and hopefully that'll help drain the fluid, which will be nice, instead of making a mess. Wow. Holy moly. Is it frickin' reverse thread? What the heck? Holy moly. Okay. Wow. Okay, well, I'm gonna remove that, but give me a second. Okay, it's a 15/16, and I've never used one of these crow's feet before, but see if it works. It's pretty dang on there. Oh, it actually turned. Wow, okay. That was freaking in there. Okay. All right. Let's see what comes out of this dang thing. Doesn't smell burnt. From here, there's only 4 screws holding up the pan, which amazes me, but 1 on each corner. So I'm gonna take those off. I loosened all the bolts, so just gonna unscrew them, see what happens. Probably make a mess. You know the deal. Pry bar acquired. Okay. Yay, making messes. Damn it. Besides making a mess, went great. Insides of this trans look fantastic. So I'm hoping it's just clogged with something. To get that little screen cover off, looks like maybe 2 Phillips head screws. And hopefully that's it. Just gonna remove these 2 screws. I'll get the further one first. Okay. Yeah, Phillips head washer, about 1/2 inch long, 3/4 long. And the middle one might be one. No, that's it. Just 2. Okay. And that plate and more fluid. Glad I had the pan right there. Okay, we got the pan and we got the filter. Currently the only thing in the pan that is noticeable, I mean there's grit and grime, but there's this weird like whiteness. I'm assuming condensation water maybe mix. So I'll get that fluid out and then we'll look in there. And then if you look at the filter, oh yeah, there's definitely some stuff in it. You can see it right there. So take that out. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, let me see what that is. So honestly, it's not that bad. This is all the stuff that came out from under the filter, so it didn't even make it into the transmission as is. I'll finish cleaning that off and put the new filter in, but it definitely did hold most of it back. And then I drained this, and there was quite a bit sitting in the pan, and it just seems like dirt. I guess it could be material, but it's very dirt-like. So just old fluid, maybe stuff got in, you know, when you're adding fluid or something. I don't know, but clean it all, put it back together, put it back in. I got a filter and a gasket. All right, the pan is all cleaned out. I got the new gasket on it. I'm letting it sit in the sun just because the gasket was kind of warped, so hopefully it'll kind of shape and go up a lot easier. And then I just need to get under the bus, replace the seal from, I guess, the filter surround to the filter. Take that one off, clean the area, put that on, put the screen on, bolt that guy in, and then it'll be good to put the pan back on and fill it up with fluid. I'm gonna wipe off as much of the trans fluid as I can, and then put the gasket and everything up there, and hopefully get a really nice seal. After flipping the filter the correct way, it goes up. Who would have ever thought? So now I'm just gonna clean where the O-ring for the pan goes. Just kind of stick a rag up in there and just clean it out just a little bit, and then put the pan on. She is all back together. Time to put some fluid back in. So I poured the old fluid in this jug and wanted to see how much was in here. And they say it's about 3, and really with what I spilled and what's left in the, you know, jug after not, you know, getting it in there. So she's about full, so it takes roughly about 3. That's where it said it was on the stick was full, so, and that's what online says, so definitely had enough fluid. 2 quarts are in from O'Reilly's, of course. I gotta go get one more because I used the other one to finish filling it up when we first got it, or when I first got it running. But so I'll go get that, put it in, we'll start it up, see what happens. If it still does it, I know there is band adjustments, which I don't know if it'd make this noise if it was that, unless they're like super loose or something. But really, Tyrus, you gotta pee right now? But yeah. All right, got one more quart. I also got some tubing when we get the blower motor going, and then also new pushrod tube seals for the head side. I used the ones that were in the bus, and yeah, actually really quick I want to compare them to the ones that we got out of the bus, so let's see. So the black and red ones were the ones that I used. So whatever, one like that. Okay, let's compare them to these. Went to 4 and 8 again today. These are a little tougher. Oh yeah, and they're a little bigger too. God, it's not by much, but let's see. Ugh. Oh wow, yeah, look at the difference. Wow, okay, that should help them seal. Awesome. But the block side isn't that bad, so I'm just gonna replace those. All right, fluid is added, new filter, cleaned up, pan, new gasket where it sits. Let's hope that the noise is gone. I highly doubt it, but I could wish, right? Come on, baby. She's on, give her a pump. Okay. Nope, it's still there. I wonder what that noise is. So I took off the belt to the alternator because I thought, maybe, you know, maybe it's an alternator or something. An alternator does make a small little noise, but I started it and, well, it's still doing the noise. I found the problem. Oh my God, I was getting so worried that there was something wrong with this motor. But you're gonna have to wait till the next video to see what the problem was. I hope you guys liked seeing the bus move under its own power for the first time. And in the next video, besides figuring out what the problem was, we're gonna get the bus running even better and even driving on the streets. Please like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video. High five out.